work week here. I mean, sure, we have to put the reminder out. It's Tuesday. I think a lot of us are thinking it's Monday. So at least we're one day here. But you know what? We just have a couple of clouds down in the southwest. No big weather makers. I didn't draw anything on the map because there's just simply not too much going on. But when we look ahead here to our wind gusts, we do have 31-mile-per-hour winds for those gusts in Williston. 63 degrees there too with some puffy cumulus clouds. But regardless of that, it's just quiet, maybe just a little bit on that windier side in the western half of the state. Then we turn to 60 degrees and cloudy skies in Dickinson. So that's what I showed you on that satellite and radar. But here's the thing. We like this south wind for two reasons. The first one, it's priming up the atmosphere for a subtle warming trend, and it's the stepping stone pattern here throughout the week. The second reason, there's many wildfires happening right now in Manitoba and Saskatchewan. And I'm talking to the northeast of Winnipeg and way up in Saskatchewan. But if it was the north wind, I guarantee we'd be seeing some more of that smoke. I'm not saying it's going to return, but the south wind is helping us out. Kick it out. And so our wind gusts, we talked about in Williston already, 31 miles per hour to Bismarck at 26. You can see how there's just more sunshine in the eastern half of the state than again in the southwest. But that's only through the daytime hours. Once we go into this evening, we're going to start to fade that off and our temps still go to the 60s. Maybe a gust here and there. Clear skies tonight. Temperatures will be in those 40s. Pretty darn close to where we should be for this time of year, just like it was yesterday. But as we go into our Wednesday, we're on this repeat cycle because it's back to those 60s and 70s once again. High pressure in play for us on Thursday now. So that's the 40s again for the overnight hours to the 70s on our Thursday. By the time we get into our Friday, I think there's a chance of hitting 80 degrees. If we don't see that, for sure, as we go into our weekend time frame. But we know it's windy today with the south wind. Tomorrow it's the south-southeast wind, so we're still kicking out that Canadian wildfire. Same thing on Thursday and Friday, so I'm hoping we can keep that out of the forecast because that did lower some of the air quality just a smidge yesterday into that mid-moderate category. Today it is good for everybody. But it's that stepping stone that we're going to keep talking about for the next couple of days. So highs today, 60s, barely touching 70 degrees. We go to tomorrow, 69 to about 75 degrees. And then once we go into our Thursday time frame, we're kind of teetering along that 80-degree cusp. And the reason is, we talked about the south wind, but there's also a ridge building to our west. And so that's where we're going to emphasize that warming trend in our temperatures. And that's where we're going to be hitting just about 80 degrees, and it's here to stay. So we go to the next 2 days here. Once this pops up, you'll see light amounts of moisture. And I'm talking about just an isolated shower or two. There it is to the east of Highway 83. But then the other chance of rain Friday, very minimal once again. But Monica, if I was to extend this 7-day forecast, you'd see a better chance of precip on Tuesday. I think that's going to be our next best chance for a lot of us.
All right. Well, thanks a lot.
Yep.